Oh dear, it's day 72, and I'm gonna attempt to talk about the recovery concept for the sixth time now. Oh, it's catching up to my attempts at reviewing a book for the eighth time in my last video. Anyway, let's move on. If you ever heard about terms like healing, rejuvenation, repair, maintenance, and more. If you ever heard about rejuvenation, healing, repair, maintenance, then you have probably heard about the applications and the impact of the concept of recovery. Recovery is a progress. No, is a process of returning or reclaiming something back to its original state, to its normal condition. And recovery applies to everything. The only thing that don't have the recovery concepts are indestructible things or being. And so far that I've seen, I haven't witnessed anything that is truly indestructible in my life, in my current knowledge. So everything need to have some sort of recovery ability. Needs some sort of ability to be able to recover. That's a better way to phrase my idea. Things that don't have, let's say, coming to pair with the recovery concepts is the deterioration concept, degrade concepts. Recovery can be applied to animals, to humans, to tons of many industries, to machines, to basically everything, as I've said. When our recovery ability is compromised, then we would what the hell? For example, no, for any object or living things, how to phrase, if our recovery ability, if our ability to recover is compromised, then we would degrade, aging, and wouldn't really be functional for pretty long. Most of us would suffocate and die if we don't have the ability to recover our oxygen level. And most of the machines, expensive machines, would be destroyed without maintenance. I think that I've dragged out because I gotta talk about its properties, right? The last 2 minutes, the property that I want to talk about is everything gotta have some sort of recovery ability, because everything degrade with time, and without the ability to recover, then it's gonna keep degrading and disintegrate or being destroyed in the process. I should talk about the properties, attributes of it first. The second property is based on the first properties. Most of the things that we have a maintenance window. It's basically without recovery or maintenance, then that thing wouldn't be able to function normally. And that applied to we human as it's also applied to complex machines or normal stuff. A simple example is the blood oxygen level in our body. The CO2 and oxygen level in our body. Without the ability to maintain or recover our oxygen level when we hold our breath for a while, then we would kind of suffocate in a pretty short amount of time. That also applies to tons of animals. And if we look at lots of historical building, then it's really dark. Then most of them need repair. Most of them need repair every few decades. The third properties that I want to talk is recovery coming to pair with recovery is thus related to how valuable and irreplaceable something is. For example, we human are unique. Yeah. We human. Every human is unique individually. So, and yeah, recovery is related to something is recovery is tied to value. It's tied to cost and tied to how irreplaceable something is. And that's also naturally related to our technological advancements or our capability to recover something. That applies to machines. That also applies to for humans as a whole. Human individually. I didn't think of an outline. I didn't think of an outline before I speak, so I kind of dragged out and didn't really have that much structure. That's hard. How to be more concise. I did a fine job at talking about the definition, then about the properties, the impact of recovery. Then when I move on to the properties and different aspects of recovery, I kind of fumbled. And I kind of fumbled. Additionally, furthermore, my examples are pretty long, and the way that I elaborate that is kind of redundant. Well, gonna talk about this concept for the 7th time tomorrow. I don't know when I will be able to get off this concept, but for the sake of having a good structure and framework when I talk about different concepts, this is worth worth some time for me to invest in. Practicing about this concept does worth the time that it takes. it's still a worth investment, still worth it. Yeah, practicing about this concepts for in my future videos would still be worth it. Well, that's it for day 72. That was a awkward speech. Thank you for listening if you ever come to the end of this video. Oh.